Hi Mathematics, I'm here to explain about time series. So time series is statistical data collected in a chronological order in the form of a variable. Now time series have certain components that are the forces that affect its values. The first one being a secular trend. This is a long-term tendency of a graph to move in an upward or a downward direction. Since these are long-term forces, they gradually operate over the period of time. They usually increase, decrease, or remain constant in a fixed variable. Certain examples could be throughout the years, health facilities, death rates, etc. Most common time series regarding to secular trend are seen in economics, business, and commerce. The second being seasonal variations. Now these occur over a period of year in rhythmic forces which are regular in nature. So they are recorded in quarterly, monthly, weekly, hourly or daily basis. There are four ways of recording, that is simple average method, ratio to trend method, ratio to moving average method, and link relatives method. So basically seasonal variations are variations which occur in a particular season, for example Diwali, Navratri, Christmas, etc. The third type of variation is a cyclical variation. These occur over a period of 7 to 9 years. So they are usually termed as business cycles and they have oscillatory movements over the period of time. They are usually regular but they are not uniformly periodic. The four phases of these cyclical variations are prosperity, recession, depression, and recovery. The fourth type of variation is irregular or random variations. These variations occur extremely randomly and cannot be predicted. The graph could either go deeply downward or too upward. Such type of events occur due to earthquakes, strikes, lockouts, epidemics, etc. The first method is the graphic of freehand curve method. Now the data given on the time series is plotted on the graph and all the points are joined together with a straight line. Now this curve is irregular and the irregularities are smoothed out by drawing a freehand curve or a line along the dots. This curve eliminates short-run oscillations. The merits of this particular method are it is very simple and easy to understand and does not require any mathematical calculations. However, it is a very subjective concept. Hence, freehand drawings can be different for different people. The second type of method is semi-averages method. Under this method, whole time series is divided into two equal parts and the averages for each half is calculated. Now if it is even number, then obviously it can be divided into two equal parts. However, if it is an odd number as shown in the diagram, the middle data is left alone and the other halves on the both sides are calculated. The arithmetic mean for a half is taken to be representative of the value and we get 2 points. These 2 points are plotted on a graph and are joined by a straight line which will then be our required straight line. The third type of method is moving average method. This average is the arithmetic mean of fixed number of items which are known as periods and they move by series by dropping the first item of the previously averaged group and adding the next item in each successive range. Now in case the period is odd and you want to compute a 3-yearly moving average, then the value of the first, second, third year is added and arithmetic mean is found out and the answer is placed in front of the second year. However, if it is an even number of period, then the value of first, second, third, fourth years are added up and the answer is placed between the second and the third year of the table. The last method is the study of least squares and this is the best fit for a time series data. The regression trend line y is defined as per minus y equals to a plus bx, where y is the predicted value of the dependent variable, a is the y-axis intercept or the height of the line above origin, and b is the slope of the regression line. To estimate the constants of a and b, the equations are as follows. Sigma y equals to na plus b sigma x. Sigma xy equals to a sigma x plus b sigma x square. These are supposed to be solved simultaneously. To simplify the equation, the midpoint of the time series is taken so that sigma x is equals to 0. Time series is required in all the possible fields. For example, in economics for GDP, CPI, S&P 500 calculations, for social sciences, birth rates, population data, migration data, political indicators, in epidemiology, disease rates, mortality rates, mosquito populations, in medicine for blood pressure tracking, weight tracking, cholesterol measurements, etc., and in physical sciences for global temperatures, monthly sunspot observations, pollution levels, etc. With this, we come to the end of this video. Thank you.